Hello everybody! It's been a while since I've done one of these talking videos, and let me get to it. So, everybody, as you know, right now I'm teaching at a Hagwon. Okay? So, Paul, what's a Hagwon? Basically what a Hagwon is, it is a private school. It's a school that Korean children will go to after their regular school. So, whether they're in elementary school, middle school, or high school, after that, maybe they have an English Hagwon, maybe they have some piano Hagwon, or maybe they have Chinese, or science, or math, or something like that. Either way, mine's an English Hagwon. So it's not a public school. It's private, and it is expensive. So that's why the kids that are coming there are usually, I think, around upper middle class, the kids that are coming to my school. Now, actually, recently, I guess, in Seoul, they're trying to push out a lot of public school teachers, English teachers, and try to, get them out. I'm not sure of all the reasons why, but either way, I guess it's becoming harder to find a job in a public school. Which is something that I'm thinking about doing after this. If it's possible, I really want to try. And I'll go ahead and I'll explain all the reasons why. So basically, what you should be looking for is you should be looking for 130 hours a month is around 2.3 million won. So it's around $2,300 a month. And with that, even though it says in the contract that there's health insurance, there really isn't health insurance. Basically what happens with my school is if I went to the doctor and paid for medication if I was sick or if I had some type of procedure, I would bring the receipt to my school, give it to them, they would send it to the insurance company, and then so I would pay for all of it. I'd pay for everything and bring them a receipt, and then what they would do is they would reimburse me 50% of whatever that is. So at first I thought it was I pay 50% of the premiums, and then my school pays 50%, and I get full medical health insurance coverage, but that's not how it goes, so that kind of stinks. So basically, don't get sick and don't get hurt. The name of my school, I'm not going to mention it, but it is a well-known school. It's a pretty good school. It's a chain. The only other school that I've heard of that could compare, that's better, is better. I don't know if it's better or what, but Poly School. So basically, that's not where I work, but the school that I work for is a well-known school. It has a good name. Right now I'm teaching kindergarten and elementary. So I have about 8 classes a week. They're around 40 to 90 minutes. That's the elementary school classes. Basically, I work from 10 to 6:45 Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and 10 until 7:15 on Tuesdays and Thursdays. My kindergarten class goes from 10 until 3, and then after 3 o'clock, that's when all the elementary school kids come. So basically, I'm teaching kindergarten to around 5th grade, and my kindergarten class is new. They just started, so they don't know any English at all. I'm taking them from the very beginning. And they're 6 years old Korean age, because in Korea, as soon as you're born, you're already 1 year. And even if you have your birthday, you don't get older, not until the new year occurs, and that's when you become older. So I'm 23, but in Korea I'm actually 25. Yeah, maybe it's good. I don't know. So what am I doing? What am I doing at school? This is what I'm doing. I'm busy. I'm a busy beast. I'm seriously I just recently saw this this meme about what I'm doing, what my mom thinks I'm doing, what the kids think I'm doing, what I'm actually doing, and it was one for English teachers in Korea, and what I'm actually doing was a picture of some dude sleeping. That's totally not what I'm doing. Not what I'm doing at this Hagwon. I'm busy, and this is why. What I have to do is I have to make monthly lesson plans every month. So all the books, all the homework, everything, I gotta make a lesson plan. So I have around 8 classes, so there's 8 lesson plans for you right there. I have to give out weekly quizzes. Then I have to, of course, I have to grade all this stuff. For my kindergarten, I have to write in a social log for all my students. I have to write something, I have to type it out, cut it out, and then glue it into a little book. I got their homework I have to grade. There's classes that have weekly diaries. And I have to do evaluations at the end of the month. So basically I have to tally up all their homework, all their quizzes, all their tests. Then I have to, there's this, these boxes I got to check, describing the student, how much they've changed or improved in certain things like reading, writing, speaking, their behavior in class. So it really, really is a lot of work. And just recently I talked to some public school teachers and they're like, dude, I don't do anything and I get paid a lot of money. And I'm like, dude, I do a lot of things and I don't get paid a lot of money. But to be honest, of course I complain sometimes about my work, but actually, it's stressful, it is. But hey, I'm getting paid on time, I have a place to live, and it's a legitimate company, and it's been around for a while, so I really can't complain that much. Sometimes we work on Saturdays, sometimes, but that's very, very rare. And so basically I'm just working Monday through Friday. So there's foreign staff. Right now we have 6 foreign staff at my school. We also have Korean staff. Right now we have about 5 Korean staff at my school. There's a director and then there's a head teacher. Before there was a head teacher, there's one over all the teachers. Now we have a head teacher for elementary and we have a head teacher for kindergarten. So anyway, with this, you have to work with your Korean co-teacher. And luckily for me, I've only had wonderful experiences. My Korean co-teachers have been awesome. They've helped me so much. They do a lot of work and they help me and they've just been so kind to me. So I'm really happy for my co-teachers. And also the foreign staff at my school, these guys are awesome. All these guys have been so friendly and kind. We don't really hang out. I don't really hang out that much with them. I do my own things, and sometimes we hang out, but it's not like a everyday thing. It's maybe once a week, or maybe not even once a week, which is not bad because I see them all day at school. It's like, if we hang out too much, it's gonna become a problem. So at the school, now this is these kids that are coming are a little bit higher up. Their parents are making money. Usually it's kind of like there's a big percentage of Korean mothers that don't work. It's kind of like as soon as the mother becomes pregnant, even if she had a career beforehand, it's like they're expected to kind of put their career on hold and take care of the children. So some of these moms work. Now I'm not bashing on Korean moms because some of them work, and when they're working, all the respect I give them all my respect because that's tough. That's tough, baby. But anyway, there's some moms, they don't do anything, and you know what? They love to complain, and they complain all the time. We get complaints every single day. They could be something as small as this. I teach a class. There's 12 kids in the class. I got to grade 12 diaries, a page each, and there's mistakes all over the place. I miss one word that was misspelled. The mother looks at it, finds it, and complains. She calls the school and complains. And you know what? This is not a public school. They're paying, for my kindergarten students, they're paying $1,000 a month to send their kid there. So when they complain big time. It's tough, Some of these mothers, I understand some of their complaints, but some of the mothers have nothing better to do than complain. And to be honest, they're being bitches. Because the Korean staff, the foreign staff, we work as hard as we can. All the people that are there are really hard workers, and when I see my Korean staff burst into tears because a mother is yelling at them on the phone, there is something horribly wrong with that. And I just feel sick when I see that because that is so wrong. It's not the way it should be. You should never make somebody feel that way. If they only understood the circumstances and the situation that's going on, maybe they would rethink. I don't know. But either way, they feel like they have this need that, hey, well, I'm paying all this money, I'm going to complain. And I'm going to do it every day. My co-teachers, they just about have to call these kids' mothers every day. So yeah, there's yellings going on. There's yelling and there's crying. It's just all a bunch of that good stuff. So do you get stressed easily? You don't like kids? Well then, don't come to Korea to teach English. Even if you like kids, it doesn't mean you're going to be a good teacher. And when I came here and I got here, I was like, I wanted to be the best teacher that I could. I didn't want to let these kids down. I wanted the person, when I leave, whoever takes over my kids, to be like, man, whoever was teaching these kids did it right, because they're well behaved and they've learned a lot of English. I don't want it to be the other way around. So you have to balance fun and also just discipline. If you're too fun, happy teacher, the kids, they just take advantage of it and they don't listen to you. If you're too strict, then they complain to their mothers, and then, it's just like kids quit or whatever. We have to, that's the thing about it. We have to please the kids, we got to please their mothers, and we have to please our bosses. It's such a tough thing. Sometimes I wish we could all be on the same team, but it doesn't work out that way all the time. Yeah, there is just miscommunications. There's miscommunications. Maybe in America, the way that I talk a certain way, it's not like I'm trying to be as sincere as I can, to be as open and just upfront about everything, and just tell them how I really feel. And hey, I'm telling you how I feel. This is how I'm feeling right now. But sometimes maybe it comes across as being too strong. I don't know. Either way, when I first started out, God, my nose is so itchy. Allergies in Korea. Oh my God. Korean air, not good. Yellow dust. Check it out. Go on Wikipedia. Yellow dust. Yellow Asian dust. Look that up and you'll be afraid. Anyway, yeah. I don't want to stay at this place for another year. I do not want to stay here. It really takes a special kind of person to be able to work like this. There's one guy, the person I took over for, he was there for 5 years at this place, and he was in Korea for 10 years teaching English. It really takes a special person for somebody that is so dedicated and really wants to teach and help these kids, and you just have to be different. And I'm different, but I like teaching the kids, but this is honestly not what I want to do for the rest of my life. It's a really tough business. It's fast. It's quick. Everything goes on. It's just like last minute. And people get burned out, In this business, people just get burned out. People come here for a year, maybe not even. They do the midnight run and get out of here. But anyway, you know what? The thing, though, that makes me happy, when I leave work, and I come back the next day, and I hear my kids, and they remember some vocabulary word, or they remember some small little thing, and it shocks me. I wouldn't think, they wouldn't remember that, that's too difficult. But when they do, that's such a big payoff to me. And I just really want to see these kids improve, and I really want to see them, do the best that they can and do well, because I know that they look up to me and they look up to all the other teachers that are there, We're teachers of them, and so that's something that I really have to keep in the back of my mind at all times. Just work as hard as I can and be the best teacher that I can. So anyway, those are some things. If you're thinking about going to Korea to teach English at a Hagwon, it's a tough business. Some places aren't as good as where I'm working at now. But anyway, yes, that's it. You guys, take it easy. And I hope you are looking forward to my next videos. Bye.